iVision Championship. Then we move on to Dragon Trail in the Group 4 BMW with PhD on pole, Little TG in second. They are away. Little TG a little bit slowly away. Mikus is coming through the middle. Adam and Buzzin's made a really good start. It's going to try and go up the inside of Mikus here. PhD in the lead. Little TG pushing Mikus as they head into the first turn, and Buzzin's through on Mikus there. He was really quick through there. Got great drive out, and now he's up the inside of PhD. I'm sure he's going to keep it nailed here. He's not going to want to let PhD in front, and there he goes through. Mikus through into third, followed by Dazzman. Then Little TG. There's a bit of a lock-up there from Mikus, and Dazzman had to back up out of that one as we're on board with Little TG.
Well, of course, Buzzin needs to get away from Dazzman, as Dazzman has got a lead over him of about 6 points, as I recall, so he needs to get some space between himself and Dazzman.
Indeed then, as they head down the hill, it's Buzzin. He's being pressured by PhD. PhD might try and go up the inside here. He's late on the brakes. He's up the inside and away to go. And slight nudge from Buzzin there. Nothing intentional. They're neck and neck heading into the Devil's Chicane then. Buzzin on the inside. He's just got ahead there, but Phil takes a slightly shorter line. That was touch and go as to whether that was out of bounds there, but I'm sure Buzzin's not going to dwell on it. He's right on the back of PhD now. He's going to get the toe. Is he going to try and move up the inside? He's weaving left and right. He's going to take the wider line and hopefully try and get the cut back on PhD ahead as we go on board with Mikus. You can see PhD just went a little bit wide there. Buzzin's right on the back of him. He's going to be getting the toe. PhD weaving a tiny tad there to try and get Buzzin out of his slipstream. Buzzin's gone up the inside. Phil, PhD is going up the inside line for the right-hander, but I think Buzzin's carrying enough speed into it. Indeed, he is. And Mikus got really good drive out of that one, and now he's on the back of PhD, putting him under pressure, which Buzzin is going to enjoy, because if they are scrapping behind, they are not going to be keeping up. Oh, Buzzin slightly, it looked as though he was almost on the handbrake there, slightly too quick into that one then, flat out into the fast left-hander at the bottom of the hill.
Indeed, but of course they're still suffering with a slight lack of grip from these GT Sport 7s. It's better than the opening couple of races, but I can tell you it's not perfect as we go on board with Mikus then. He's chasing PhD and Buzzin ahead as PhD goes up the inside, and he's caught Buzzin on the nose there. He's got back into the clutches of Mikus, and yes, it looks like PhD has handed the position back. He went in a little bit wild there and has acknowledged that mistake and gentlemanly handed the position back to Buzzin.
Well, that is the way that this iVision Championship is run. Good, clean, fair, hard racing. Mikus then, third place as they head into the final turn. It's Buzzin that leads them onto the main straight. He's followed by PhD in second. PhD a little bit wide there, and Mikus in third. And Dazzman, I think, is starting to make some ground up on Mikus. He had a little altercation with Little TG at the bottom of the hill, and I think that slowed him up slightly as Mikus is trying to make the move on PhD. He's gone up the inside here. PhD's gone up the inside line. Can he make this stick? No. Phil shuts the door on him then, and PhD gets pretty good drive out of that one. Mikus staying out of the slipstream at this stage. Maybe he feels that the dirty air there is a bit of a hindrance into those two right-handers. Dazzman definitely is catching these two. They're scrapping away. They're losing time to Buzzin, which Buzzin is going to enjoy. That's going to give him a nice clear road with no threat from behind. But these two scrapping here, PhD and Mikus, means that Dazzman is going to be able to get on the back of them then. And I can tell you he's not hanging around. He is currently fastest man on track then. As we go on board with Dazzman, you can see Mikus trying to go up the inside of Phil, not quite pulling it off there. Dazzman, nice line into there given the grip conditions. And we can see PhD is still being pushed by Mikus, but that is enabling Dazzman slowly as Buzzin like a bullet through the Devil's Chicane there. That is enabling Dazzman to get on the back of these two. And as we said earlier in the race, Buzzin needs to make up 6 points on Dazzman. If they stay in the current positions, Buzzin is going to be on 20, PhD on 16, Mikus on 14, and Daz on 12. And that means that Buzzin is going to be a couple of points ahead. But onboard camera there, that's the wrong graphic for that car of PhD. As we take a look back at Mikus then, trying to get the toe from PhD as they head into this tight right-hander. Buzzing through, Mikus trying to go up the inside. PhD shuts the door on him yet again, but he's gone a little bit wide and into the gravel and he spins it. Oh, terrible bad luck, and he's done a double pirouette. He's got dirt on the tyres there, and I think luckily for him, little TG is some 5-6 seconds back from there. Otherwise he could have found himself in last place. So that means Buzzin in first then as he heads into the bottom of the hill. Second place, Mikus, and Dazzman has moved up into third place then.
Yeah, just going back to PhD, I think he was carrying that much speed out of the top of the right-hand corner, and he just couldn't hold it to get round on the curbing, and that meant he was onto the gravel and of course foot down, straight round in the road, lucky not to take out Mikus in the process.
So it's Buzzin who heads into the Devil's Chicane then in first place. He's followed by Mikus. We're on board with Buzzin. He's very quick through the exit of the Devil's Chicane as we take a look back to Mikus, who's a couple of seconds back from him, but it's not all over by any means yet. There's still a couple of laps to go as Buzzin brakes hard for the right-hander onto the main straight. Mikus in second. Daz, I believe, is catching Mikus ahead. It's very slowly as PhD just heads into the main straight now then. He's dropped way right back out of it. Buzzin then down the main straight, chased by Mikus, and Dazzman, I can tell you, is currently fastest man on circuit then as he chases that second place of Mikus ahead. We're on board with Buzzin at the moment. You can just about see Mikus in the rear view mirrors. We headed a very fast right-hander and it's on the brakes hard into the right-hander here, flat out up the hill then, just running the curb.
And I can tell you, as you come down the main street, you can see that beautiful mountain range in the distance. Now, in 1968, I went on a picnic up there with Edith.
Oh, for God's sake. Nobody wants to know, Stewie. We're on board with Mikus then as we take a look back at the Pink Panther of Dazzman in third place then. He is fastest man on track at the moment, but I can tell you, as Mikus is not scrapping with PhD anymore, his lap times have come down. So it's all up to see whether Dazzman can get any closer to Mikus ahead. Buzzin is also putting in some very quick... Oh, and that was a bumpy ride for Mikus through there. I bet he felt that one in his underpants.
Indeed, I reckon if he'd have gone through there any harder, he'd need to be wearing a truss.
On to the main straight then. Buzzin, he's still in the lead. He's got a good lead over Mikus in second place. You can just about see him coming into picture then as Buzzin over the line. We're nearly there then. He's got one lap to go. Mikus in second. Dazzman, you can see him just behind Mikus there in third place in that bright Pink Panther livery BMW. Mikus smoothly into the left-hander, into the right-hander. It's flat open then. You can see Buzzin, it seems to be getting away a little bit. Dazzman desperately trying to make up some ground on Mikus ahead as we take a look back through Mikus's rear spoiler then. Into the right-hander, accelerate hard up the hill. Dazzman's cleanly around that one. Mikus, he's got his foot to the board. He does not want any company from Dazzman behind. Into the very fast left-hander at the bottom of the hill, and it's nail it all the way up to the hill, into the fast left-hander, and then flat out down the hill into the tight right-hander then.
Indeed, and Dazzman is catching Mikus now. You can see that it's come down, I believe, to about 0.4 seconds here. He's up onto the curb there, doesn't take the grass. Now he needs to be flat out through this chicane here. Let's listen and see if he lifts at all. He's got a slight lift there, but that's going to be due to the lack of grip from the GT Sport servers. Normally they would take that devil's chicane absolutely foot to the board then. Buzzin then into the last corner. He's going to enjoy this one because he's got that points difference back from Dazzman. He does the victory weave and he's over the line and takes the win. Second place. That's a really good second for Mikus there, with Dazzman closing, but couldn't quite get close enough. He comes in third. Your race winner is Buzzin then. Second place Mikus. Third place Dazzman. Fourth place, yet to finish, is PhD. And unfortunately little TG is back there in fifth. So let's take a look at the leaderboard then. Buzzin in first place, 96 points, but ahead because he's got 2 wins compared to Dazzman's 1. PhD in third then on 84 points with 2 wins. Mikus in fourth place with 78 points. Treen still just hanging on to fifth there. And little TG, 54 points. Anno and Team FR Mike yet to score. Join us again